What is good, my people? It's your boy JU. I'm back with a reaction for you guys. So, y'all know self improvement is like my favorite subject, but I also like talking about money and I also like talking about travel. In this video, it kind of brings both of those two things together. So, this is a video by Tommy Bryson. Make sure y'all go check his channel out. This is actually somebody whose channel I do watch from time to time. You know, he be giving some game on certain things. But in this video, he's actually talking about what can $150 a month get you in the Dominican Republic. He's going to give a tour of his apartment. I had started watching it just like on my own time. Then after I got like a few minutes in, I'm like, oh, I want to react to this for the channel for you guys. So, only things I got to promote is make sure you get to the Patreon if you want an extra few videos per week. And yeah, make sure you like and comment, subscribe to the channel. Let's get right into it.
Hey guys, Tiny Birds here, and welcome back to my channel. And I'm going to show you guys what $150 gets you here in Dominican Republic. This right here was actually my very first apartment here in Dominican Republic, which cost me just about
Now I know y'all hearing like $150 for an apartment, and before I knew, like I've been to the Dominican Republic a few times. You can go check out my vlog channel if you want to see my travels out there. But before I went there, like something like this here, and like $150 only a month for an apartment, that sounds insane, right? And look at it's more than just a box, right? $150 can't get you nothing but a box outside somebody's house in the US. So that's crazy.
10,000 pesos, which is about 150 US dollars. It is a two-bedroom, one-bath apartment with living room area, also a kitchen, and
Two bedrooms and one bath. That's not bad. That's not bad at all for $150.
two rooms in the back and a bathroom. Now, the difference with this video, with all the videos you actually are used to seeing, is I'm actually going to tell you all the good things about this apartment, but I'm also going to tell you all the problems with this apartment. It took me a while to make this video because I didn't want to show you guys exactly where I live, but now you can actually see all the details that nobody else is actually going to give you. So right here, we actually have a small living room area, and everything is pretty much pretty cozy here. And then over here, we actually have a kitchen. Now, what most people don't tell you is that although Dominican Republic rent is pretty cheap per se, it doesn't come with anything. So if
But he got no stove in the background over here. Y'all see that? He just said it doesn't come with anything. And from my knowledge, I know that I think he's in more so like a small town, right? But when it comes to the bigger cities like Santo Domingos, Puerto Plata, Santiago, you can get fully furnished apartments. It probably won't be 150 a month, but maybe it'll be triple, almost quadruple that, which, 600, 700 a month for an apartment that does have appliances and is this size or maybe even bigger. You're moving into luxury when you get upwards over like 700, 800. Hey, it's definitely not bad.
you were to come here and try to rent this apartment right now, it would not come with a fridge. It would not come with a stove. It would not come with a microwave or an oven. It comes absolutely just with the paint on the wall. You get nothing.
That's a little bit OD now. To me, I wouldn't want to get this apartment unless it was like necessary. He got his own reasons, but no stove, no fridge, no microwave, nothing. You got to bring all that stuff in there after moving overseas. So it's kind of a lot.
You have to bring everything with you. When I tell you apartments don't come with anything, we didn't even have a propane gas to actually use on our gas stove. So when you move somewhere here in the Dominican Republic, you might have to buy your own propane gas, your own propane gas to stove connection. You have to plug it in. You have to
Now, you small town people, like if you from a small town or like a rural area, this might not be nothing new to you. A lot of you guys are used to getting your own propane,
refill when it runs out.
at least for your grills, maybe.
You literally have to get everything you need because usually they won't come with the apartment. So the kitchen is actually pretty fine, but the problem is it's actually way too high up, and that's like a massive issue. And then follow me over here, guys. I'm actually going to show you.
Is the kitchen high up or is my guy just short? I can't really tell. because usually people of Latin descent, they're a little bit shorter, right? So I don't think it would be that high up.
The two bedrooms right here. These bedrooms are an adequate size. You can actually fit a king size mattress in here. Although I don't recommend this. So this right here is actually the master bedroom. What makes it a master bedroom? Nothing. They just basically picked it out to be the master bedroom, okay? But it's actually right here where I fit my king size mattress, and literally I only had this space left to actually walk around. It's a terrible idea. And here we have the very custom usual closet space you will actually find in most Dominican Republic apartments. It kind of works like this. You have mirrors right here. You usually have a little hole right here, and then here you can put your sneakers. And then at the top here, usually you have an unfinished little area up there to put in, for example, all of the things you usually don't use that often. Now follow me over to my office, which is the office I used to have here.
Not really bad for a bedroom. It is a little bit on the smaller side, but like I said, going to the DR, he had a king size in the room, so that's probably what was the main thing that was the problem.
And it's actually the second room. As you can tell, it's literally almost the same exact thing, but I do think it's a little bit smaller, if I'm not mistaken. And then over here, we have the same exact closet space. All of these bedrooms, I had AC in them. So right here, we actually had ACs in them. Apartments do not come with ACs. If you do find an apartment that comes, for example, with a fully furnished kitchen, also air conditioner, yes.
Let me tell you, man, these countries, DR, Latin America, the Caribbean, South America, it gets hot, man. And I know exactly what he's talking about. They have the ACs that be up on the wall. I've seen those in Dominican Republic, Colombia, El Salvador. And, they definitely work, but usually, I've been in Airbnbs where it's already there. But I don't think really having to buy one of those would be too much of a hassle. You're going to need one for you're gonna need as many as possible, basically for as much rooms as you have, though.
What it's going to cost you a little bit more money. Now, I'm going to show you the bathroom. The bathroom is actually nothing's wrong with the bathroom, but it's not like crazy, okay? So, right here, you're actually going to find the bathroom. It's a very small area. You have a small sink, you have a mirror. This mirror, we actually just got it and we stuck it on here. It's still our mirror, but we're actually going to leave it in this apartment. And this right here is actually the shower. Every month, this Airbnb
Oh
pays me
man, boy, need to
semi
get
passive
into
income.
premium,
Now,
huh?
here's the thing, I don't own it. The shower, check this out, bring them in here. So, the shower is actually pretty fine, nothing's wrong with it. But there is one detail that most people don't tell you. When I tell you that apartments here don't come with anything, they don't even come with hot water. So, that was an issue. So, for us, because we are a little lazy in a sense. I should have installed an entire water system. The problem is I would have had to done it, not the landlord. I would have had to broken up all the tiles, and usually that wouldn't be allowed. But even then, I would have to leave the system installed. I could have done it, but I didn't do it. Instead, I used a teapot and a bucket, filled it up, and I just had my hot water that way.
Pause, 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 pause. So if he wanted hot water, he was gonna have to break into the wall. Like, okay, he in the trenches now. He in the trenches. Imagine this is $150 a month apartment. So what are you really gonna expect? He really gotta break in the wall to install the hot water. So he's like, nah, fuck that. And I don't know how long he been living here, but he been making videos of. I think he lived in Puerto Rico for a while. Then he moved to back to DR. It's been at least a year. And it's been at least a year. My man been using a teapot and a bucket to get his hot water. Man, that's definitely some minimalistic ways. That's being very frugal. You got to be very disciplined to live your life like that.
Now, there are some details that I do want to mention to you guys, and that's going to be Tommy, all right, that's the apartment tour, that's what it looks like. But what's the electricity like? What's the water like? And what's the actual inhabitants here? Okay, this is actually a 3-floor building. And as you can tell, there is no washing area to wash your clothes or to dry your clothes. So I'm going to show you where we actually install that stuff. Well, right here, we actually have the balcony. And in this balcony area is literally where I had my little garden with my wife. And also, right here, we had a stacked washer and dryer up here.
Yeah, to put the washer and dryer on the balcony. Like I said, it's better than nothing, but definitely not ideal. You know what I'm saying? If you can afford to move to the DR, you're probably gonna end up paying a little bit more for your apartment because whatever you're paying now for your house, your mortgage, your property tax, or your rent in your apartment or your house, it's still probably six times what this apartment is. So you probably can afford to get something a little bit better. Today we just showing y'all the bottom of the bottom. Like, this is for somebody living in DR, this might be a luxury. If you just, you're out there farming coconuts or making marijuana for a living.
Now, electricity here in Dominican Republic is a little sensitive topic because we do have frequent power outages. It's just a normal thing. But I noticed that for every single
They definitely do. I ain't gonna lie. I was in my Airbnb last time I was there. I was literally record mid video, mid vlog. My power went out and it was out for a couple hours. And this is normal in DR and some other islands, but DR specifically, they have it's like their power line structure, the way it is. I know somebody that works on the power lines here in America, right? And they got all types of regulations where the power lines can't be looking all jumbled up and messed up while they up there. Like, some of y'all behind y'all computer, all your wires are messed up. That's how it looks in the DR, but probably 10 times worse. So I don't think that helps when it comes to the power outages.
problem that you kind of have, locals have found a solution to it. So there are countless solutions, and one solution is actually going to be right here. We actually had an inverter installed with two batteries, and that will allow us to actually have power when the power is out. Big problem though, it's
That's why, I mean, most people in the DR, if they do have a little bit extra money, they got something like that or just like a regular generator on deck. A lot of the Airbnbs and apartments that are a little bit more luxurious, they're going to have a generator.
not powerful enough to actually charge, for example, your fridge or any heavy appliances, especially like ACs. But I'm actually going to show you what we do for the water here and what we actually do for the washing area here. So we are actually on the top floor of the apartment, and this is actually an area where people usually hang their clothes and they wash their clothes here. But there are a lot of details that I actually want to show you guys here. So over here, we actually have what I call the washing area. This is actually the washing area that they actually wanted me to put in my washer and dryer. The problem is
Oh, hell no. They want him to put his washer and dryer on the roof. Anybody can get up there. Everybody going to be using that thing. And nobody put up on that. Nah, man. If you live in here and you really like the community, maybe you want to do that for your community, but I wouldn't do that.
is it's common use, so everyone can actually use it, and anyone can actually come up here, open it up, and steal your washer and dryer. Those things actually do happen here. Now here, you're actually going to see some tanks. I think these are 500-gallon tanks right here, and you're going to see three. It's one per floor, and you're probably wondering, Tommy, how does the water system actually work here in Dominican Republic? At least the area I actually live in. So we actually do have portal water that comes from the city. So that comes running in almost every single morning. But there are times where that doesn't even arrive to the house because of pressure issues or because there is just no water. So what the locals have actually started doing is when the water comes in, they fill up tanks, and these tanks can actually last a few days. But even then, sometimes the water doesn't come, the tanks run out of water, and then basically you're dry. So another solution that locals have actually come up with is basically they started actually drilling wells. So I'm actually going to show you.
So they got a water tank for each floor. To me, I wouldn't be trusting people. People gonna be I feel like a lot of people probably just be using too much water. Maybe not in the DR, like the locals. A lot of them gonna be more conscious and conservative and more willing to share. It's an American thing to kind of be greedy and want to you hear something on the news and you want to go and get all the toilet paper, right? Like that's kind of an American thing to be greedy like that. But me, this water system, me personally, I wouldn't want to stay here with this type of system if unless it was like my last resort, you know.
You guys in just a second the well they actually drilled in this apartment, so there's water 24/7 and it doesn't run out. But there is a massive issue with wells that no one talks about. So right here we're actually at the ground level of the apartment building. As you can see up here, that's the top. You see a lot of tubes, a lot of different stuff. But right down here is where actually
That boy Tommy in the trenches for sure. I'm not gonna lie.
the well actually is. So if you look up here closer, I want you to just show them in here. You will actually see that there is a pump, and you will also see a whole system here. So let me just open this up.
Oh man.
Okay. So over here, you actually have a pump. You actually have a breaker system up here, and the whole idea is this.
You know, my grandma, she live out in the country. She got a well. I don't think she used it as all. I think it's covered, but this is crazy.
Okay. So the tanks you saw up there, when they are running low, we come up here and we actually turn them on. The water flows up, and then once it's filled, we shut it down. But you have consistent water. That sounds good, but it is a problem. I also want to show you guys this right here, which actually the well. There's also a cistern here. That's what I meant to call it.
I hope the problem with the well isn't like something with like the waste also.
So over here, you actually have a cistern. This cistern is right here. As you can see, I think it's probably like more than 1,000 gallons, no problem. Like there is a lot of water here. So you actually have two ways of storing water. The first way is from the well, water comes up here. From up here, the water goes up to the tanks. The big problem is this water is not tested.
That's what I was gonna say. There's no way. Like, are they filtering this? Let's see. Let's see.
We don't know if it's safe. It's definitely not safe to drink. And a big problem is, as I mentioned before, is the electricity issue. So right here where we live in this apartment, we couldn't even go ahead and open up a contract with the electricity people because the building was not submitted. So I had no way of paying electricity. I had no way when the power went out to actually reach out and call somebody. Like basically, it's an illegal power situation here. And you may find a lot of those issues depending on where you actually live. Now, over here,
Yeah, my boy Tommy, he's definitely in the trenches. Y'all just heard him. He said this a legal power system. He don't know if the water's safe, and he been living there for almost how long? Mind you, this guy, I'm assuming with his channel and the way he talks about money, I'm assuming he's a millionaire. So, yeah, he's saving a whole lot of money living at this apartment.
here, we actually have a new addition that actually took place here. And it's actually the parking area. So this is where all
No cars in
cars
that bitch.
are actually meant to be parked. Here you can actually fit probably like I'm thinking maybe like 8 cars in total. It's a very good apartment. It's good value, but the main issues are going to be power and water supply. The water supply like this should have, for example, a filtering system, and also with the power supply, there should be contracts in place, but that's not being done yet. But for $150, there's not much you can actually ask for. And where we actually live right now, I'm gonna show you guys that in a future video. But that's basically it. Thank you guys for
So yeah, we'll definitely check out his other video on a later date. But yeah, let me know down in the comments if you guys would want to live in this apartment, if you think you could do it. It's definitely one of those things you gotta be comfortable being uncomfortable and just we blessed to have certain luxuries that we do have. You know, if you do live in a place that you have water that is at least somewhat clean. I know in America we ain't got the best water, but at least we got filters and we can. It's things that we can do. We ain't got to worry about rolling blackouts in most of the country. So yeah, me personally, I would give this apartment probably like a 3 or 4 out of 10. I would, but not to say that I wouldn't live there if I had to. Me, if I was moving to DR, I would be planning to spend at least 500 to 1,000 a month because that's still a fraction of what I'm paying right now. But that's all I got for y'all for this one. Thanks if you made it all the way through. Like I said, if you want an extra few videos a week, check out Patreon. As always, lay out. I'm out.